Welcome back to Conversation with the Soul. Today with me as the host is my name is Rasi Cetro, and now
Si Cetro.
we're going to talk with Ibu Tunjung. Okay, actually today's conversation is we're going to talk about self-love, which is after having a full mindfulness in July month, and then now we can go proceed uh, if, into the next, which is self-love. This is not the next level, just the next month, because we are having a different theme for this month, which is self-love. After understanding mindfulness, and then we're coming to self-love. But talking about self-love, there's a lot of things that actually I wanted to know about self-love. The first thing first.
Uh,
So to have a self-love, we have to have mindful, right?
mhm.
So can you elaborate the things about mindfulness with self-love?
To love yourself, you have to be mindful, right?
Okay, yeah,
So why? Because it started with knowing yourself, knowing what happening with you, and the main thing is about uh, tolerance.
tolerance.
Mhm.
Okay,
So to be tolerant to yourself and others, to understand what the tolerance means, you need to first you need to be mindful with what happening with you and what happening in you, what
yeah,
happening on you, so then you
okay.
can understand about the tolerance.
Okay, so if we are talking about the tolerance, so actually self-love is also part of mindfulness, which is coming through the love. But on the other side, if we are talking about tolerance, like the last time we spoke about, you have two kinds of ego, because
Mhm.
there is also coming to the tolerance.
Mhm.
Because when we try to tolerance our life, our
Mhm.
way of living, that is the time when we have to face the destructive ego
Mhm.
and also constructive ego.
Mhm.
Or what is the name
I
for
name it. It's really easy. Yeah, it's constructive and destructive is a good words, but it's
Okay.
not easy for my mind to digest it,
Okay.
and my mouth, my lips is to say
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. So I'm asking
It's
you as well.
abusive and useful ego.
Abusive and
Mm,
useful ego.
mhm,
Okay, right. So if we are talking about tolerance, then we actually come up again with the same problem coming from the mindfulness, which is
mhm,
the abusive ego and also
mhm,
the useful ego.
mhm,
So so based on also what you write about self-love is actually it all based on selflessness.
mhm,
Can you let us give a little bit hint so we can really understand about the
mhm,
selflessness? Because like the self-love, I think I love myself.
mhm,
I think I have done everything for myself, which is not only taking taking toll of other needs, but
mhm,
I also take my needs and then I also deliver the needs for others.
mhm,
But in some cases, people mixed up within
mhm,
the word of self-love and becoming selfish. And then
mhm.
your big ideas about self-love is the selflessness.
Yes.
Can you please
Mhm.
elaborate on that?
Thank you. So self-love is really far from the self-loveness,
Selfishness.
selflessness,
Okay.
because it's like once you love yourself, you will be more available for others. So it's not once you're available for yourself, then everyone is gone. It's not about that.
Yeah.
But once you're available, more available for yourself, you will be more available for others. Because self-love for that's the main thing of self-love is respect, appreciation, and responsibility.
Respect.
So respect yourself. When you able to respect yourself and listening to yourself, respect mean you allow yourself, you give permission to yourself to be listened.
Okay.
You give permission to yourself to be heard. You give permission to yourself to be you. You give permission to yourself without judgment, you don't judge yourself in everything
Okay.
that happening to you, and
Yeah.
you give permission to yourself to just be who you are.
Okay. Yeah.
That's respect. And
Yeah.
appreciation is like you appreciate everything you do.
Mm.
Either you made mistake, either you are celebrating something good, either you failed on something, either you like either your life, maybe people call it dark and light, it doesn't really matter. It's
Mm.
you appreciate your journey, you appreciate yourself, you appreciate your growth, you
Okay.
appreciate your situation, you appreciate your emotion,
So
you
it's like
you
more like
appreciating what
mindfulness.
happening to
Okay.
you. Yeah.
You
And
and other
then
people.
once
Yeah.
you know this respect, you have respect and appreciation to what happening with you and what your situation, then you take responsibility.
Mm.
Responsibility is the action
Yeah. The
of
output.
the respect and appreciation.
Ni-
Either you're honest with yourself and you're honest to other people, and
yeah.
being clear with what happening to you, take an action, whatever action that you need to take, then you take it from the respect and appreciation. Once you understand that to yourself, then you will be able to give the same thing to other people.
Okay.
If you don't know that within you and for you, then it's just going to be an idea or thoughts or words or anything. But you need to really know and you need to embody it in yourself, within
Mhm.
yourself. You need to do the practice. You need to make it as a daily life, daily basic life. This is the
Yeah.
way you live your life. Then you know how do you want to be treated. It's the same how other people want to be treated. People want respect, appreciation, and responsibility.
Okay.
It's quite simple.
Yeah, but it's not simple to live it. It's fun to say, but it's
Yeah.
not fun to do.
that's, that's it's true, it's true. It's fun to say, but it's not fun to do because we think too much.
Yeah.
Because we just like something like this, we need just to do it. Do, observe, and review. Review and take an action. Do it first. If you think about it too much before you start it, then you will never start because it's really too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's gonna be like, how if like this, how about this, how about this? What if? Like
Mm.
when we stuck in what if, then we're not going anywhere. It's like
It's like making
losing
a movie. You can make a lot of movie, a lot of episode, and also season.
like losing your battle before actually be in the battle.
Yeah, yeah, because you're not present actually.
And you don't know you're not gonna do anything anyway.
Yeah.
You're not even start because you already fighting here. Like you are already in the battle of your head in your head. So
Okay.
when you are in this battle, your body is gonna be tired anyway. It's too tired to actually doing the action.
Okay, so based on that thing, it's this is really something that is really coming into my life, which is
Mm.
so my work is as a consultant.
Mhm.
So I
Are you
do
consultant?
I do a lot of thinking. I do a lot of thinking and also strategizing.
Mm.
And for me is before I take a step, I need to think about it like 1,000 times, 1,000 way to reach the goals, and then I decide, well, whether like I need to filter it, and then I can find like, okay, I just have the option now.
Yeah.
So based on doing that, so the action of just thinking is the problem.
Yeah.
So my action is not a problem because I try to filter all the problems, all the possibility, and also threats, and also opportunity, so I can really cut it down into like the three biggest option.
Mm.
And then I can communicate with people, and then we can see like both sides. Do we agree on this, so we can approach.
That's analysis. So before you analyze, you actually observe first.
Yeah.
Even in the business.
Yeah.
Yeah. You watching what's happening, you watch, you observe, you listen first, then you observe.
Yeah.
Yeah. You observing what's going on here.
Yeah.
And once after you observe, then you can analyze. The analisa come from when you want to do it, where, how, with whom,
Mm.
and what about this person, how about this company, how they work. That come from the analisa. But you need to do the observe first.
Yeah.
So observe is not include thinking too much. You observe.
Okay. Now I got it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Then
yeah.
when you analyze, you include in thinking.
Yeah.
But the analysa come with the thinking, because this is the way to make the move.
This is the way to manifest
Yeah,
the ideas,
the
the whole
move is
ideas. Yeah.
analysa.
Yeah.
So you think
Yeah.
a little bit,
Yeah.
but you observe first. You don't think since the beginning.
Yeah. I feel
Otherwise,
it.
you're
I
gonna be
try
real
to feel
tight. Yeah.
everything like, oh, this is like this is like
So
that.
before you make a move, that's the analyze come,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
and then the thinking involved, because you need to like making the strategy.
Yeah, like the step
Yeah,
by
the
step and
strategy
everything.
making,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then put it become an action.
Okay. Now I really get your word about analyzing. Like, okay,
This is the difference. I often say to people, don't ever think to think.
don't ever think to think.
Yeah.
So, okay. Don't ever.
Don't ever think to think. Like, if you want to think, don't ever think, I want to think about it. That's later. You
Okay.
observe first.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the
Yeah.
ideas so the ideas is actually so okay, that is coming on the business side. So we can really split it like very clear. So this is observation and this is an analyzing. And but the ideas about life, which is human life.
Similar.
I know what you mean, similar, but but not as similar as that. I mean, like sometimes we see that we are observing ourselves when we are meditating, but it's actually we are analyzing when we're
You
doing it.
observing or you judging? You observing or you analyzing? Like this. When you observe, you just a witness.
Okay.
You just a listener. You just an audience. So you don't get involved.
But I mean like this one. Okay, we're getting deeper now, but that's okay. I mean like this one. So if like in a relationship,
Mhm.
for people to do something to take an action, they observe it. So like the trauma. So when they hear other people shouting, they feel the trauma inside themselves, and then they just like they just going low on themselves because it's like something that they don't really able to receive well, the shouting and everything. But at that time we are observing and also analyzing and also need to take action like on the
spot.
on the microsecond. I mean like on a second, like this is microsecond.
Like this. This is not observant. It's not observing. When someone's shouting and then you respond or you react,
Before we react,
it's not
we feel it
observed.
first. Like
No.
so if we
This is that's not observed. That's a reaction of this apa namanya, nervous system.
yeah, I mean that way.
That's not observant.
So if it
You
coming
use
out,
so your nervous system senses, receive the sense,
yeah,
and then react to the trauma that you had before.
yeah,
But actually, it's not the reaction of the nervous system, the central nervous system. If your system sending a certain thing, yeah, if it get to your brain, then it react from your trauma.
mm-hmm.
But if just from the senses, the reaction didn't come from the trauma, but it's
Okay.
come from the reflection. Reflect.
Yeah, it's
Reflect. Like if you see like something hot, and you touch it, there's gonna be reflect like this. That's a reflect. The
okay.
reflect action. That's come from the central nervous system. So our nervous system can sensing something. But if it's come from the trauma, so that message already goes from your nervous system goes to your brain. So
Okay.
your brain remind you about the trauma.
Okay.
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 This is different.
Yeah, okay, but that's kind of okay. Okay,
Okay. Apaan?
no, I'm just trying
Yeah.
to map it out because so the ideas
Like this nervous system.
so the ideas about like doing like self love is also to heal ourselves,
Yeah.
right? So by having the trauma that is coming up from our self,
Mhm.
so we can actually understood that that is there,
The
right?
trauma is there.
Yeah,
The wound.
yeah,
Is
the
there.
wound is there. So when we are on a certain time, on a certain circumstances, and then we at the same time we feel it, and then we need to do an action after that. But also at the same time we found it that this is my trauma, but but which one we supposed to choose? I mean, it's not about supposed to choose. I know, I know you're going to say that, but that's why I try to change my word, which is like. So at the same time, we have to do. I mean, we have to act. I mean, we
Apa?
have to
That
act like
moment.
at that moment when the thing is coming, and then some is coming through to our brain, and then it come as a reaction, and then on the other side it coming to ourself, and I don't really know where is it, but we can feel it that this is my wound.
Mm.
So at the same time, which is for me, I'm a bit opportunist. I want to have like a one stop and deal done. Can we actually do that? I mean, like we feel the wound, we understand the wound, and then we also I don't know. This is an act or a
Yeah.
reply that we supposed to.
I understand what you mean.
Thank
But
you. It's kind of hard for me to elaborate.
but first of all, we cannot want done.
Okay.
Yeah, because people that we have a conversation about, they also have their own journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, they also have their own situation and their own thing, their own wounds, their own trauma. So maybe done for you, but maybe not done for those. And then this is the connection between both of us, for example, because we talk about conversation, right? Communication in between someone. So when you really practice the self-love and you starting healing your wounds, and then if the wounds is started to heal, then you have awareness of what is the wound and how when people say what that you actually get triggered. So you notice that this kind of energy is triggering me. This kind of words or sentences is triggering me. This kind of situation is triggering me. Once you have that, even that you don't heal 100%, or you just heal like maybe 30% or 50% of it, then when something happened, you feel it, like the wound. Maybe you feel like anxious here.
Yeah.
Maybe you feel like trembling in your body. But your mind, because you starting healing, your mind already know, like, no, I have to respond like this. So you don't react, but responding.
Mm.
Yeah. You
In a
respond
proactive way.
in
Yeah.
the more cooperative way by yourself. It really
Yeah.
depend on how much you heal yourself. So the way we translate, the way we projecting, and the way we perceive the conversation or someone, what people try to address to us is really depend on how much healing that we already done in ourselves, how much love that we give to ourselves. So that's how it is. I see like myself like growing from in a certain way. There's a wound, like there's someone that actually triggered that wounds from the old wounds, and then I I I react quite strongly, even though I thought like, okay, I'm just gonna be quiet. I just don't say anything. But quiet, don't say anything, or just push away is one of the drama as well. Is the reaction of the wounds as well. It's not good. Like quiet, silent is not always gold. Yeah. It's just avoiding problem usually. But it's really depend. You need to know where you have to be quiet or silent, where do you have to be responsive. Like that you need to choose. So then when that happened and I see like, oh, why I cannot see this logically, I know this is, it shouldn't be like this. But then the more I see this person, for example, the more I realize they are triggering my trigger of my trauma.
Yeah.
So the more I see them, the more I see myself, and the more I work on myself.
Yeah.
Because then when I starting healing myself,
Okay.
the way I respond to this person is totally different. And
Yeah.
then I don't have attachment of what they did to me, even if it's really bad.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
If we don't heal yet, we will attach to what the person treated us, did to us. And then that's actually cause more trauma.
Because we're clinging on that.
Yeah. Trauma actually.
Like
The old trauma plus the new trauma plus. So the trauma is getting like piled up.
it's like we have a lot of time warp in
Yeah.
ourselves, and then we just compile it in a
Yeah.
big way. But when we try to solve it, we think we solve all, but it's different problem actually.
Yeah. Different problems, same roots. I call it cycle of shit.
Yeah.
Like same shit.
It's
Just
just
different
different circumstances,
Yeah.
different
Different way,
situation,
different people,
different people.
different circumstances.
Okay. Okay, so like this. Okay, about talking about self-love, also like the respect and tolerance, and then what is the third one? I forgot. I'm sorry.
Responsibility.
Responsibility.
Self-love is respect, appreciation, and responsibility.
Respect, appreciation, and responsibility. Okay, so by because when you were saying something, it's also actually triggering my wound. So that's why I was like laughing, like I was slapping my ass off because I see myself like that's me. Okay, that's good.
That's good.
Yeah, but that's good because we need to. For me, I need to heal also.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
everybody, including me.
Yeah, because like doing the understanding the self-love is also understanding the boundaries.
Yeah.
Right, understanding the boundaries, whether we can or we cannot, whether like to love is also needs to have like the real boundaries of a connection of a human.
Yeah.
So we can actually understand where are the boundaries. So if we are still doing like we are still newbie, we are still rookie on this self-love things to master it on ourselves, how can we actually gain like the step by step, like so this is a boundary, so this is so I'm not passing my boundary, so and then sometimes we try to not to pass our boundaries, but actually we just step like just one step. Well, actually the boundaries is like 10 miles away. So how do actually we can really like start up our compass again on self-love, so we can really define whether is it a wound or is it just the way I react about my nervous system is the problem. So, so understanding that kind of thing is actually also the process of healing, right? So do you have any advice for people that actually like we are still trying to do the self-love? Tolerance. So okay, so this is really nice one. So because I do a lot workout in the morning, and then suddenly boom, the rain comes. So which tolerance I should take? like
you need to know what is like the rain come outside. You can practice inside.
So if we need to go somewhere, so to understand the self-love, should we just go? Actually, I can use my raincoat, so I can go somewhere, and then I can get wet also, so I can also do my practice
at home.
Sometimes not much at my home, and sometimes in other places. As long as it for me, it's really a big problem to have a rain like. Suddenly, it like my wound says, "Okay, you need to rest." Like it's...
Maybe not. So like this, rain is really depend. If the rain like with storm,
Yeah.
Then if you go past that, you don't love yourself.
Yeah, that's too much. Yeah, okay.
If the
Okay.
stone rain,
So it just
then it hurt you,
you need to
you
be
can
ready.
stay at home.
Bum, 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 bum. But my host.
Yeah. If it's just like small rain and then you know something is good for yourself, you go.
Okay.
Because the rain is an excuses for you to stop yourself. But if you know if you go is you're not gonna harm yourself and is the what you go for is gonna be good for yourself, then you keep go. That's tolerance.
So actually, the three of the things is actually like a one whole structure.
Yes.
Which is if you have a tolerance, if you want to know whether you're tolerant enough for yourself or others, you need to understand how do you appreciate yourself,
Yes.
also appreciate
Respect yourself.
others, right?
And then yeah.
You also know the responsibility for yourself, also for others.
Yes.
So by really getting into the three main things, we can really feel, and then we can really decide
Yeah.
whether which act we should
Yeah.
do.
And then that's what you actually talking about before is about the ego, the abusive
Okay.
ego or useful ego. So when we learn about tolerance, for example, we're starting to observe that. Oh,
Yeah.
where am I now? Do I listen to myself? Do I do this because of my fear or because of my pleasing? Because sometimes people confuse between pleasing and tolerance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tolerance, we've been taught by society since we were born or by our parents, by the older people, that tolerance is the making excuses for other people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the way we act about tolerance is
Yeah, and to be polite, to allow people to do whatever without listening to ourselves, because ourselves come last.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good, but the face is not good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
I'm good. Oh, it's okay. I will do this for you. But then when someone don't give you back the similar thing, you will be disappointed in the similar way, the way you give to them or the way you treated them all this time. Then you will be disappointed and you will be like maybe closed off, or maybe you traumatize yourself or something like that. Trauma can come from very small thing.
Yeah.
And from our thoughts actually.
Also overthinking.
Yes.
Like overthinking.
And
the
when
problem.
we are like when we think like, okay, they don't give us the same amount of what we gave them, and we trauma of giving, for example. And same like we broken heart, we trauma of broken heart, so we don't want to have a relationship with anyone.
Yeah.
And it's not about that at all. Because if you really tolerance to yourself, if you really understand the way you feel when you tolerate yourself, then you know how to tolerate other people.
Yeah.
Before you know how to tolerate yourself, then you will never know how to tolerate people unconditionally.
Yeah.
It's just a job, like a task.
Okay, so if we are stretching out, it's also pleasing because
Yeah.
the way we spoke about the self love is actually like before we go out, we have to finish inside.
Yeah, pleasing. Why people pleasing people? Why people pleasing themselves? Making excuses.
Pleasing themselves. Okay, maybe there's a lot of things like laziness, and then like a comfort zone, and then just wanted to have a certain feelings, and like I mean certain emotion or certain feelings, and then and not to and then like pleasing others is actually just to make like what you say, like to make less drama, but then sometimes the drama is needed, and then
Fear. It's come from the
fear.
fear. Fear of the drama, actually.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Fear of confrontation. Fear of argumentation. Fear of communication. Fear of unlove, rejection, many more. Fear of doesn't have job. Fear of maybe doesn't have money. Fear of fear of not having a friend. So many things. That's why we pleasing others, and that's why we pleasing ourselves. we make an excuses to please others,
Hmm.
and this is because our own expectation.
So the ideas is also the real baseline is the honesty itself.
Yeah,
To be honest
genuine,
inside,
very genuine,
and then to be able to really say what we feel.
and to be able to be gentle to yourself,
Yeah.
because when we hurt, we tend to be harder, not stronger. Most of us, that when we get hurt and when we experience uncomfortness, we tend to protect ourselves and to be stronger. But instead of being stronger, we become harder.
Hmm.
When we become harder, we actually not stronger. We are weaker,
Yeah.
because and then
Flexible.
we are more fragile, just like a stone or crystal. It's really hard. When you throw the crystal or the stone, it breaks easily.
Hmm.
But when you are gentle, you are more flexible. You are okay with this, and you are more genuine. You are clear with everything. You are clear with yourself, because you're listening other people. You give a chance for people to be themselves. When you firmer, you are stronger.
Yeah. Like fixing up all the holes, all the pores.
Yeah. And you're not gonna worry with someone gonna betray you anymore,
Yeah, it's like
or if someone not gonna listen to you anymore, or if someone try to gaslight you or narcissist to you. Because if you are really honest to yourself, it's gonna be a natural filter.
hmm.
Those who don't really love you for whoever you are, they not come close to you, or they try to put you down, but that you're okay with that. So that's quite easy.
Hmm.
Not easy because you still have a fear of losing somebody.
It's like what do we call it? Like expectation.
Yeah, for example, maybe, okay, I want to be friend with you because I feel like, okay, if I friend with Cheto, my life is gonna be good because he gonna help me, blah blah blah. But when we are not connect, even though, for example, you are famous people, you are someone that, oh, if I friend with you, my followers will be like 10K.
Hmm.
But then we are not connected.
Yeah.
And then if I force myself to be friend with you just because of that, then I'm not loving myself enough.
Hmm.
I act from my fear of losing you because I want something from you,
Okay. So
right?
honesty, and then one step at a time.
Yeah.
Actually, like okay.
And then if I am uh force myself to be there to be friend with you, and then I start placing and making excuses, and then what happened is I will surrounded by those people who are like you that not match with me. That's
Hmm.
why I need to be worried all the time that maybe people not gonna love me. They might be betray me because
Yeah.
I am not true to myself.
It's like the same ideas that we talk in the mindfulness when we
Yes.
are giving on the wrong ideas
Yeah.
that we actually just expecting about our life, and then
Yeah.
people take our expectation and then we live not happy
Yeah.
because that is only our expectation.
Same like when I feel like, for example, okay, I'm better than you. So every time you have something smart thing and everyone say something good, I because I feel like I'm better, I'm a teacher or something, I try to put you down like, okay, mine is better,
Hmm.
for example.
Like a
Because
comparison.
yeah, because I love myself, so I need to make some I need so people need to know that I am better than everybody, for example.
That is actually already analyzing the guy.
Yeah,
It's,
and then also it's not loving yourself.
yeah, it's like abusing ourselves with a certain
Yeah,
emotion so we
because you're
can,
fighting, you comparing yourself, you don't have compassion to your feeling, or
and we
you
rebel into ourselves.
and you beating yourself to
Yeah.
be always better than others. While we are human beings, sometimes we are up and down. It's okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm learning from anybody.
Yeah.
I'm learning for the children. And it's okay. Everybody our teacher, and we are a teacher of everybody.
Yeah.
So we are all student and teacher. So when we feel like, okay, I work like this, so I know everything. I know more than you. And then, or I'm just gonna do what I feel good because you are smaller than me. So I try to put you smaller all the time. It's not self-love. It's self-abuse.
Yeah, it's like abusing ourselves with a like
Yeah.
entertaining emotion actually.
Yeah. It look like you abusing other people to
Yeah.
make them small, but actually
Yeah.
you're abusing yourself.
Yourself.
Yeah. And then you will not going anywhere. You're gonna stuck in the same shit
So it's
again
like
all the time.
actually the mind is trying to rebel to the soul.
Yeah.
But that is not the ideas of
Yeah.
the living, because we have to be one.
Yeah.
Oneness, like the selflessness.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the second
Yeah.
question. This is actually really
It's just
hard.
only a second question.
Okay, which is selflessness.
Mhm.
Because like we have spoke that actually we are trying this whole social development is actually teaching us to please others,
Mm.
when we think that by pleasing others we get our life. But actually the idea is like the selflessness.
Yeah.
There is no me, there's no you, we
Yeah.
are all one.
Yeah.
So can you elaborate on that thing? Because selflessness
Like this. For example, for me, like I know my task.
Okay.
Yeah. When I know my task, so I do my task. For example, my task is teaching or
Yeah.
healing. And I do my task at that moment as who I am at that moment.
Yeah.
So at that moment, as a teacher, I need to share. And if I have more opinion from people, I will listen. But like still, I'm teaching from the experience. I'm the
Yeah.
teacher at that time.
Mm.
It doesn't mean that you're not right.
Yeah.
You are right in from you, but this is now is my class. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So I take my task at a time. But then when I'm out or for example, when I'm doing a healing, sometimes people say like, Tunjung, you do it my way. How can I do someone way in my healing?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
It means that I will force out to be out from my roots, and I'm not gonna do. I cannot
Anything.
help those people.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
That's when I will be strong. No, I need to be in my way, because that's why you come for.
Yeah.
If I'm doing your way, you don't need to come to me.
Yeah. You actually done.
You can do it yourself.
Yeah.
So, but then for me, it's not about you, I'm better than you, but because that's the task.
Yeah.
When I'm doing my task, when I'm doing motherly, also when I'm doing mother, is the same. But there's a moment that when we are friend, we are all together. We eat together, we do everything together, we work together. It's just the task is different. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you is me because I'm learning from you. You and you, me as you, and also because we're projecting each other. The way you treat me as whoever I am is because of me.
Yeah.
It's the same way, vice versa. So the way you perceive what I share to you is because of what happening to you.
Yeah.
The way you translate and the way I translating you and perceive the way you treated me is the way is really depend on me.
Yeah.
Depend on my wounds. So this is about that. Does it make sense?
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Yeah. So it's
It's because we're projecting each other.
Yeah. So it's like so the ideas is their mind is trying to achieve something, so that's why it mixes up on a certain level.
Yeah, and then also because we try to differentiate us as a boss, for example, our tax. And then, okay, we pay this person and then we can do everything.
Yeah.
Or we have this degree at school, so we are better than others. Actually not. People just do their thing. Like for me, without all you guys, I cannot do anything.
Yeah.
So you can do what I cannot do. And for example, Mbak Desa coming, she work like cleaning the house. I cannot do that. So she have her task. I'm not her boss. I'm not her, like I can do anything to her just because she work for me. No, it's not. Is she can do something that I cannot do, and that's her job.
Mm. So like people needs to understand their part to be able to live together in this world.
Yeah, and then not differentiate just because you're having more money or better job or something like that than others.
Yeah, we should really not really comparing about that
Yeah,
and kind of
because
things.
without the garbage man,
Yeah,
you cannot live,
yeah,
for example.
yeah,
And without those people like homeless, you cannot give.
yeah. Mm,
This is the balance of receiving and giving. So no one is lower than us and no one is higher than us.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It just people mix it up because they're trying to compare about everything.
Yeah. Try to look better than other or to feel better, but it's not the way you feel better about yourself.
Okay.
It's not your money, it's not your fame, it's not your body. It's not like that. It's not your status. It's
about
really about how full you are inside. And this is the self love about. If you full inside, you don't really care about what your status is.
Yeah.
It's just the same. You just live your life fully, and you share fully, and you love fully.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, I would like to ask the other one again. This different problem again, but from the like the cosmic that like the cosmic weekly that you actually share
Yeah.
in Tunjung Spirit.
Yeah.
That some part of it, which is usually you put it on the last of the like tips, is sometimes you don't feel it, but other feel it. So you have to understand and also to act in the way that is actually self-love.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But on doing that,
The cosmic energy.
yeah, on doing that, like if the energy is really like giving you a burden, like pushing you into doing a lot of overthinking. But when you achieve your self-love and then you done, I mean, like you have surpassed the problem of the energy. Like I
We
mean,
never really done.
no, I mean like just
That's the
surpassing
thing.
that, like the one step
We
at a
become a
time.
better.
Yeah.
We become better in that journey.
Yeah, I mean, just like if this is the level, so we just overcome the levels. It's like a one step at a time. But this is just one step at a time because the other people is still having like the
situation.
burst, like the burst of energy and also the situation. But on doing that, so if we already understand what happened, and then when people come to us, and sometimes it's not like but Tunjung, I have a problem. Sometimes people's like, oh, you like doing that. So sometimes we got jinxed with that thing. So we enter their dimension, the whole of their ideas. So can you give us like a tips on how we actually, if that thing is happen, is what actually we supposed to do?
First of all, we drag into that means that we're not 100% fully in ourselves yet, even that we think that we are better already.
Yeah. Because
That's the first thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we still drag.
Yeah.
Second is that when someone and you're just gonna be quiet first. Just listen.
Yeah.
And then you don't need to give an answer right away. If you can, you just like, okay, just sit down first, share. If you don't want to hear that first, like, can you give me time? Then I will listen to you later. Now I don't want.
Okay. Okay. That's also good tips.
Now I don't have a capability for that at this moment. So can you do it later? Or maybe just have a break first. You can eat first or you can drink first. I will listen to you when I'm ready. Because I'm not ready to listen to that now.
Okay. So because the ideas is always inside out.
Yeah.
So that if we get like all the business from other
Yeah,
people,
and then you can say like,
energy.
okay, I need to step back.
Okay.
You don't need to be all the time there because, okay, your friend's coming, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I have to be like this. No, you don't have to be. You say like, okay, this time I don't want to receive any guests and I want to step back first. I want to have my own time. So I don't accept anyone at this moment. Or before people coming, you need to ask them, what do you come for? So people have to come with the reason, not just coming.
Yeah.
They need to tell you, hey, I want to come to your house. I want to do this. Can I come? If you allow it, you allow it. If you don't, you don't.
Because that's also helping others to find their own self-love. Right?
Yeah, it's helping, and that's responsibility. Yeah, your responsibility to be honest with your situation, so you don't feel like, okay, because when you allow people doing that, you will feel like you will ended up judging them.
Yeah.
Or you will ended up push them away, and that's not good. But if you clear to them and they learn about clear also, they learn about responsibility of their action as well. So we actually helping each other by act genuinely and truthfully from our action, thoughts, emotions, and everything. It's not about being perfect, really. Like back again, like when you love yourself, it doesn't mean that you are perfect.
Yeah.
It's just like you understand what's going on with you, and then you listen to what's happening to you, and you be clear about it.
Yeah. Because I just thought
without judging others, yeah? Without judging others, not without judging anybody, and without expectation of other people's reaction.
Yeah, because just hearing the words that you say is actually like from one spill of thinking, that's actually the first start of the problem.
Yes.
Like that things and then that things and then that things and then that thing and then it's becoming the what if and again and again and then what do you call it, like a cycle of shit, like going around and around. So it's really being mindful and then understand the existence itself, and then we can really love ourselves, and then we can actually share to people that the ideal way of living is to love yourself.
Yeah.
And then you can love others, and then you can share, and then you can do a lot for yourself and then for others, because the openness is also open when you have the selflessness.
Yeah.
So if you already being selfish, if you already thinking like expectation and then comparing and then a lot of different things, that actually the first step that you need to rethink about how you way you think.
Yeah.
Okay. Oof, this is kind of intense for me, but I'm really thanking you, Tunjung.
Terima kasih.
This is really helpful. Okay, so today we have the whole story about self-love, and then we also understand like the tolerance and then appreciation, and then we also need to take the responsibility, and then to love ourselves we have to become selflessness, because actually we are all together in here. Okay, so thank you for today. Have a nice day. Namaste.